So this next one is going to be talking about how to make change in your life easier and also more pleasurable. As in, if we're trying to be healthier in our life, how do we make it easier and more pleasurable? And this is going to give some very promising stuff when it comes to making better habits. Because if you're able to make a habit easier and more pleasurable, how often are you going to do it? Much likely more than if it's not easier, not pleasurable. So when we're talking about making changes for our health and fitness, this is really, really crucial because, as we discussed earlier, sustainability is key. If we do these things long term and consistency, um, that sustainability aspect is going to lead towards health and fitness and abundance for literally the rest of our life. So, we're going to first talk about making stuff easier. And uh, these ideas of making fitness and health easier are going to be tied into our environment. And as you'll realize shortly, environment is super crucial to manipulate to the best of your abilities when trying to be the most fit and health in your life. And this is because if you set your environment better, it's almost like you take some of the guesswork out, you take some of the drive, you take some of the motivation and desire out of it because the environment's set up that way. Um, so, and the way I want to describe this and give you a first thought is, how many times have you come home and maybe your kid brings home a bunch of cookies from school, or your wife or your spouse brings home a cake from work, or anyone in your life just brings home something that's a dessert or treat, puts it right in the middle of the counter when you get home? It's the first thing you see. You set up your environment to see that, right? How likely are you to go grab a piece of cake, grab a piece of cookie, eat some of these things? Probably pretty likely because your environment's set up that way. That's the first thing you're seeing. And it's a delicious treat. It tastes good. It's high calorie. It's literally made to get you to want to eat more. So there's a lot of different things like that. And we're going to give you some ideas to hopefully kind of flip the narrative to have your environment work in your favor. So first one, making your environment easier. These are just some ideas. You need to brainstorm these for yourselves, but you could set your shoes by your bed or your door in the morning when you are going to bed in the at nighttime. So then in the morning, if you work out in the morning, you can see those shoes right by your bed or right by your door. Grab them. That's the first thing you see. You put them on, and hopefully you get right into the gym. So that's one way to make your environment easier. You could set a water bottle by your bedside in the morning or right by your sink. So instead of going and getting that really sugary, high calorie coffee from Starbucks, maybe the first thing, since you see that water bottle, fill your water bottle up. I do this every morning. I put a water bottle right by the sink, 2 bottles of water right when I wake up every single day. Super, super easy. Another way you could make it a little easier to be more active throughout the day is to actually set some alarms. So instead of, forgetting and letting time get ahead of you, if you set maybe an alarm at 11 o'clock and then another alarm at 1 o'clock, and use those as kind of your movement breaks. You can get up, you can go walk around, you could even get a light workout. You could go talk and walk to your favorite lunch spot and even bring a friend with too. Setting alarms for movement breaks makes it easier because, again, you take some of the guesswork out. You take some of that mental fatigue of deciding, hey, I'm going to work out. At the beginning, I talked about junk food, bringing junk food in the home. Guess what? You can make it easier on yourself by not bringing junk food into the home at all. How easier would it be to diet if you literally had no cookies, no cakes, no, what's another one? Potato chips, no high calorie, easily eatable food in your home? It'd be almost effortless, right? Uh, how hard is it to overeat on healthy food? If that's the only food you have in your home and you don't bring in any food, you're making it so easy on yourself because you're literally setting yourself up to just eat out those things. So you can make it very, very easier. And that's kind of one of the things I want you to consider is, how do I make this easier on myself? How do I make these health behaviors that I know are good for me easier to myself long term? In addition to this, though, we can also make it pleasurable. And pleasurable just means it's more easier is mainly like time and convenience, but pleasurable is like actually somewhat enjoyable. So some ways we can do this is if you go to the gym, bring your music to the gym. A lot of people do this, but some people don't, and it's a good idea. Bring some music to the gym. Listen to your favorite tunes. I like listening to podcasts. That's what I listen to at the gym. Have something to listen to, or maybe even watch at the gym. Maybe if you're on the treadmill and you're walking, just place your phone right on the deck and watch some Netflix, watch some shows. It's easy. You get some of your Netflix knocked out, get some of your cardio knocked out, you're good to go. Maybe afterwards you have an occasional healthy treat. You go get yourself a smoothie, or you go get a protein bar at a local protein shack, or a supplement store with one of your friends. Again, I wouldn't do this all the time because your body's going to start having to need that to get to the gym. But every once in a while, having that little source of extra motivation, a little bit of something to make it more pleasurable is super, super crucial. Bringing friends. Bringing friends is one of the easiest ways to make it more pleasurable to go to the gym. Not only are they a great source of accountability, but instead of having it just working out and it's like, oh, this sucks, it's going to suck with your friend. You guys are going to kind of collectively pull some of that suckiness of working out and being healthy together. Maybe meal prep sucks for you and you don't like doing it, so you do it with a friend. It's more enjoyable, it's social, but you'll also get that accountability aspect too, which I think is very, very crucial. Um, Special drink during a workout. One of the things I love before workouts is some coffee. It's got a little bit of caffeine in it, so it spikes me up, but also it really tastes good. And it's something that I really enjoy before working out. So this is something that I do to make the gyms more pleasurable, going to the gym more pleasurable. Um, Also, too, this is another thing I just thought of when it comes to like eating vegetables. I feel like people just don't like vegetables. Maybe there's some people out there, but I feel like just vegetables have a bad rep. One of the things I do to make vegetables more pleasurable to eat, it's just add a little bit of salt and pepper. It's nothing crazy, right? I don't add a bunch of oil. It's a lot of extra calories, but a little extra seasoning, if it makes it taste a little better, can go a long way. And if you're worried about like sodium and all these things, you're looking at what are the biggest levers here. If it's a little iffy on my health to put some salt and pepper from whatever preservatives or sodium on my vegetables, the benefits of eating the vegetable is going to far outweigh that. And that's kind of how I look at a lot of things. You're focusing on the big levers that matter. So, how can you make healthier behaviors easier in your life, making it more seamless, so setting up your environment better, and also how can you make it more pleasurable? Something you can take a note and think for yourself.